Today I'll be proving that Rome has left a lasting legacy, and we'll be covering a few of the ways it has affected us, even in everyday speech. Most of it will be specifically connected to English, but a few points will be connected to other popular languages. One major correlation between Latin, the official language of Rome, and English is the percentage of speakers in the world today. Latin, at the peak of Rome's power, was spoken by 25% of the world's population, while English now is also spoken by 25% of the world's population. Both have been some of the widest spoken languages ever, and since its peak, Latin has been a major part of modern English's vocabulary. Latin at its time was a language used for everyday life, and was spread all over the world because of Rome's influence. Now English is also a popular language, with the influence of the United States and the old Empire of Britain, bringing it all across the globe. More specifically, English was spread by rapid economic development in the United States, making English the global standard language in relation to business and trade. Apparently, business and trade are very important globally, so knowing English was a very important skill. Meanwhile, Latin was spreading throughout the Roman Empire, and Rome was spreading its borders. As it spread its borders, it also brought with it the use of Latin. Since it was such a large and lasting empire, Rome became the major power when it came to getting any kind of goods. This caused Latin to spread even further, to most nations outside of Rome's borders. English spread mostly during the Industrial Age, when the United States was truly becoming a world power, especially in business. So during the Pax Romana, or something kind of like Rome's Golden Age, Latin spread due to the peace between Rome and other nations. This peace allowed Rome to build roads throughout the entirety of the empire. In turn, these roads enabled the military to move faster, goods to travel further and with more speed, and information to spread in a much more efficient way. This information, along with these goods, were sold and marked in Latin, making it much more valuable to know the language. So eventually, Latin would have had become widely used for common communication all throughout the empire, and even beyond that. 50% of modern English is rooted in Latin, so if 1/4 of the world speaks English, then 1/8 of the planet's words should be rooted in Rome. And that's not even counting other languages that have a lot of root in Latin. Now, if half of our language can find its etymology in Latin, then where did Latin originate? Latin was commonly spoken by a small group of Indo-Europeans who settled near the Tiber River in Italy. The alphabet was derived from the Etruscan and Greek alphabets found in nearby civilizations. This language was spoken in only a small region of Italy, and it grew as its inhabitants conquered most of the known world. Latin is still commonly used today in science and law because of the clarity provided by the conjugation of words and the context given within them. Latin has 3 very distinct genders: the male form, the female form, and the neuter form. It has 7 different noun cases, which are used as context in proper grammar. It has 4 verb conjugation forms and 6 verb tenses: present, imperfect, future, future perfect, and pluperfect. All of this grammatical order provides the needed clarity for classification in science and law. Latin was spoken mainly in the Roman Empire, but more than just one language was commonly used. In America, there's several different languages spoken by different people and people groups. Some examples include Spanish, Hmong, Arabic, French, Chinese, and Korean. Rome was heavily influenced by Greece, so Greek was a common language, along with Oscan and Etruscan. As English has taken heavily from many different languages, so did Latin, and while we're talking about different dialects, let's get into the Romance languages. The Romance languages are some of the most commonly spoken languages today. They include Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, and Romanian. They're all heavily rooted in Latin, and even the distinct languages are very similar to each other. The name Romance languages even stems from the word Rome. It's clear that Latin has influenced many languages today, and that's just one of the ways Rome has affected modern life all over the world. Now, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen and watch this video. This did take a lot of time, so if you'd leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. Also, please comment with any questions or comments. Thank you.